Up next, we got Simon McDonald from IBM. All right, cool.
Wow, that's a great introduction. Thank you very much, yes. Oddly enough, the previous presenter, Patrick, I work with him. We work thousands of miles apart. He's in Raleigh-Durham, and I'm in Ottawa, Ontario. So because of that, coming from Ottawa, I will have to do this presentation once in English and then once in French. And I'm not very good at French, so I hope you'll bear with me at the end. Anyway, what are we here to talk about today? I got a little side project that I work in my copious amounts of spare time, which usually means about 3 hours a month right now. I call it Corinthian. We'll get into why that is in a couple of minutes. I'd also like to thank the guys that arranged the PhoneGap Day because up until yesterday, they had no idea what Corinthian was. So they've either showed an amazing amount of faith that I won't screw this up, or they were incredibly poorly organized. I'm not sure which at this point, but whatever. Anyway, so as you can't read because it's way down the bottom, basically Corinthian, I'm using it to add some UI elements to PhoneGap Android projects, and I'm trying to make the web view suck less because there are just some things that are broken in the Android web view that just frustrate me to no end. Anyway. When you get the slides, that's the easiest way to contact me, either through my Gmail account or via Twitter. I will warn you, if you follow me on Twitter, not only will you get a lot of PhoneGap stuff, but you'll get stuff about coffee and comic books, so you are forewarned. Right. So, what's in a name? Where does Corinthian come from? I was born in the 1970s, and as I look out amongst this room, most of you were probably not alive in the 70s, which is making me feel really old right now. But there's this really awesome marketing campaign where Ricardo Montalban, like Mr. Rourke, Khan from Star Trek II, was like pimping rich Corinthian leather. It was so amazing to hear him say that. And basically, it's leather and vinyl. It was just junk, but whatever. So I kind of have the analogy that Cordova is the leather and Corinthian right now is the vinyl. So that's the way I'm mixing it together. And also, in the marketing campaign, they try to hook Corinthian and Corinth, the area of Greece. There's absolutely no connection whatsoever. The pleather, or whatever it was made in Newark, New Jersey. So don't trust anybody in marketing. All right, so project goals. I wanted to add some UI elements to Cordova Android, obviously. Make the web view suck less. That would be amazing. So I am doing this by writing PhoneGap Android plugins. Don Coleman, who's the next guy up, will talk more about plugins, so we're kind of, got the cart in front of the horse. But anyway, no big deal. Eventually what I want to do is move away from using plugins and getting into pure JavaScript. A lot of the things that I do in the contact picker can be done with a few calls into Cordova, but right now it was much easier just to get it up and running doing a plugin. So well, right now I'm on version 0.1.1 because, like I said, I don't get a ton of time to work on this. And really, the only two UI elements you can add are the contact picker and the file dialog. So this is what the contact picker looks like. How many of you have used the W3C API either by itself or in Cordova to search for contacts? Doesn't it suck? It's really a pain in the ass in order to find a contact and get all the information. In order to get every bit from the contact, you have to either list everything you want, or we put in a convenience of just putting a star into your filter fields. So what we have here in the contact picker, when you call the choose method, I'm going to fire off that native view, and you're just going to be able to select one of your contacts. That is a lot easier than writing it all yourself in JavaScript right now. However, I do know how to do this in JavaScript, and it will get to that. The benefit of this is you get back a fully populated contact. You get the name, you get the email addresses, the addresses, you get the photos, you get everything without having to write a ton of code. So if that is something that interests you, you can use that plugin pretty easily. Also, we have the file dialog. Again, how many of you here have used the file API to go through the file system on Android or iOS? It's particularly bad on Android because there's a lot of stuff you can do. Yeah, again, it sucks. It's really hard to do. So if you're on the SD card and you want to get something that's actually in data, your package name / a subdirectory that you have, you've got to write a lot of code to walk down the tree and walk back up the tree, select the file. So what we have here is using the Open Intents file manager. I pop up a file dialog where you can just go through the whole thing graphically and pick the file, or you can actually choose to pick folder. So in that case, you're going to get back a fully populated file entry or directory entry that you can then use all of the methods on. So say you need to pick a file to upload to a server. This could be a much easier way to do it rather than rolling your own. Again, this is something that we can do in JavaScript, and when I get around to doing it, it'll be completely changed over. So making the web view suck less. I answered so many questions on the PhoneGap Google Groups about the audio tag and the video tag in Android. I'm sorry, it's broken. I wish there was a better story for that, but the audio tag just doesn't work, and the video tag really doesn't work, I think, until Ice Cream Sandwich or maybe Jelly Bean. So it's really frustrating. So I've kind of done some work around that so that even if you have the audio or video tag, say if you're porting over one of your websites, that it will still continue to work when you pull it into the PhoneGap / Cordova environment. Also, since we already had the file dialog, I decided to patch in support for an input type of file, so you can do a file chooser. So how does one do that? Well, some people call it progressive enhancement. Some people call it duck punching. That's my favorite term for it. That's Daffy Duck. He's created by Tex Avery, in case anybody wants to know. All right, so the audio tag. So this is the typical HTML that you would use to generate an audio tag in your application. Now, on the right-hand side there, you see what it looks like in a PhoneGap application or even just any Android WebView application right now. There's nothing there because it just doesn't work. It just can't figure it out at all. So again, do a little bit of angry duck punching, and we produce this. Yeah, that's really ugly, I know. Just, again, part-time, working on it when I can. But what I really want to do is be able to have the play-pause functionality, be able to have the slider so you can see how far along on the audio track you are. And of course, that little bit there counts up wherever you are on the audio file. So all I really do is I'm going to take a look at the DOM, and I see if you have an audio tag, I'm going to replace that with a div with everything filled in, and I'm going to take advantage of the media object that PhoneGap provides so you can actually play your audio data. So that way, you don't have to change your HTML. You just have to include a JavaScript file in order to take advantage of it. Also, we have the video tag. Again, this is the typical HTML you would use to embed a video into your application. Now, the nice thing about it is you actually can see the poster as opposed to the audio tag, which is just completely missing. So you can actually see that there's something there. But if you try to click on it to play the video, nothing happens. It's just dead, again, broken. All right, so again, more duck punching. And we get, really, okay, it's the exact same UI, but yeah, this time, trust me, if you click on it, it will play. The unfortunate part about it, it's not going to play an embedded video right now because it's going to call off to an intent to play the video in your native Android video player. So it's a compromise. I don't have a solution yet to get that embedded in there. Actually, I saw a pretty neat thing at OSCON earlier this week where the guy was using a hidden video tag and a canvas element, and he was reading frames out of the video tag and drawing them in the canvas, and he was getting pretty good performance. I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. Can I use it on Android? Probably not. I'm sure it's like horribly broken as well. All right. So to actually get all this up and running, you need a couple of things. You need the Corinthian JavaScript file. You need the Corinthian jar, which you just drop in your libs directory, and you can add in these plugin lines. If you're not using one of them, don't bother to add the plugin in, but again, as we move forward, I plan on replacing this Java code with JavaScript code, and you won't even need this step at all. All right, I should flip over to a demo. Yay. Okay. right now, just running it. Right, this particular line here that's commented out is the Corinthian.js line. So right now, everything will be horribly broken. And then we'll uncomment that and try it again. And oh, look, semantics bugging me. All right, so you can see right here the audio tag. It's just missing. The video tag, if I actually click on it, nothing's happening. Everything is just broken right now. So with a little judicious duck punching, this is usually the point of the demo where everything crashes, like the whole machine goes down. You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the UI elements first. File dialog, you're firing off an intent. You can just kind of walk around your file system, picking out whatever file that you need. All right. Going back in there, contact chooser. Again, come back, let's get ABC Patrick. You're just basically, the contact object comes back in the success, and I'm just going to output the display name so you can see that I'm not faking it. I still could fake it. Play video is a call. If you've used my plugin for the Android video player, it's exactly what it's doing. It's just going off and playing the video. As you can see, it wasn't embedded. It called off to the intent. Let's go. All right, so this time, the audio tag, oh, there's that giant play button, and we've got the 0 here. So if I play this, nobody's going to be able to hear anything. But trust me, there's sound, it's happening, and look, the counter is going. And I have no idea why the progress bar isn't there, but I'll look into that later. I swear it was there last night. All right, in the video tag, finally, you click on that, and something happens. It's going off to the internet to, I think, load a ping pong video right now. But you can, yeah, hey, look, there it is. It's going to work. So you can see what I'm talking about. There's some things that are just busted in the web view. There's some UI elements that you could pick up just by grabbing this little project that I've been working on. Like I said, I was hoping it was going to work, but there we go. All right, so going back in here. Hey, Scrooge McDuck by Carl Barks. Has anybody got any questions? Nobody at all. That's all right. Anyway, my question is, why would you want to do this? And it's like, because I'm sick of answering questions on why the audio and video tag just don't work. So I figured, hey, I might as well stop answering those questions with a negative and start answering it with a positive. Say, use this and you'll get further along. Anyway, I think there was a question over there. I go back to 2.1. So yeah, I test. So in PhoneGap/Cordova, anyway, look, to address that whole name thing, it's spelled Cordova, it's pronounced PhoneGap. There, that's, there, done. That's all you need to know. All right, so yeah, in PhoneGap, we support from 2.1 forward, so I start my testing on the emulator in 2.1, and I go forward from there. I've got 2.3, 3.1, and 4.0 devices, so I always make sure to hit those three as well. So. Yeah, Joe, what's up?
So yeah, for the actual video tag works.
Yeah, that's great.
So how do you grade in the
Sorry?
So what happens when you have some?
I didn't even check that yet. Like I said, I just got my 4.0 phone last Friday. I got the upgrade, so I haven't had a chance to look into that. However, the way that I'm building the monkey patching or duck punching, you can either just do all of the elements, or you can specify, yeah, I want you to patch audio elements, or yeah, I want you to patch video elements. So there is a granularity of control that I put in there already. So. All right. Also, to address the whole name thing, the reason I chose Corinthian is because it had no Google juice, and I don't expect anybody making me to change it anytime soon, so I figure that's the way to go. If you want to check out the code, that's where it is. You know, kick the tires. You know, give me bugs. Better yet, fix stuff. Seriously, if you think it's worthwhile, you know, start tossing some code in there yourself. And then again, no presentation today would be done without a picture of Batman. This, of course, is the Darkwing Duck, which is the Batman analogy in the Walt Disney's world. So I figured it fit the theme of my presentation. And that's me.